Terrible State Channel, and I have with me Detective Aubuchon from retired ex Leominster police officer. Detective, we're going to be going over some questions I have here about the case of Taj Narbone, missing since 1981. Um, I just like to make note real quick that I had an encounter with Taj. I didn't know him personally, but due to the fact that my parents used to know someone here in Leominster back at that time, they brought me out here to visit, and it got to one of them boring talk sessions, and I ended up leaving the house and wandering the streets of Leominster and running into Taj and a group of kids. And I mean, I do have a resurrection of faces that I have a photographic memory, and due to the fact if I look at someone and I see them, and later on or a year or two, I still remember that face. Kind of creeps me out that I have that, but you know, um, it's something that when I seen the milk carton in 1982 of Taj being missing, yeah, I mean, and then I was redirected to this case in 2011, and then seeing here Mr. Detective Aubuchon on the case, I had to give him a call and give him not information, but what I know, and of course my dedication to my channel of like always been wanting myself to be a detective as a kid, but never got there. But I just love mystery, and I would love to find someone in this type of situation. But I have some questions here we're gonna go over. Of course, you have to realize, right? There are some things that he can't say. So if the question gets denied, hey, that's the way it is. You don't want to ruin the case or anything in the future, is right. Maybe someone back then could have something, but you know how it goes. You can't give out that type of information, right?
That's
But
correct.
already, Mr. Aubuchon here, I got if you're ready for the questions, um, question one I have here is: Has Taj's mother ever came back to retrace her steps, or you know maybe think of something she maybe missed in the previous interviews or stuff like that?
Yeah. So let me just kind of go back. I didn't pick this case up, Taj Narbone case from March of '81. I didn't pick it up until some 20 years later, 22 years later, I believe, in 2003. So um, since that time, so there was a span right between the time Taj went missing and the time that I picked it up that different people took a look at this case. Primarily, right at the very beginning, you had your initial investigation, and people somewhat stuck with that through the years, with maybe different information that came in. And then right around 2003, when I started looking at the case, one of the first things that I realized I had to do was reach out to the mother, Annette. And, since I can speak on behalf of myself, since that time I took over the case, I've had, numerous conversations with Taj's mom on different levels. I've seen her in person, I've talked to her on the phone. And as far as what type of information she's provided, I won't go into, but her recollection of it that night and has remained the same. I think her thoughts have changed through the years, but as far as her recollection and what happened that night and the into the morning when he was reported missing have always remained the same.
Right. Yep. I mean, I didn't know if she maybe would have came back and said, "Well, oh, I thought to try and remember something more like where I was going with." But yeah, she's never come back to go back to that house to even try and see if she could maybe spark a memory of something. But Uh-oh. Let go. Shoot. Something froze up. Here we go. We go live. And the screw ups come. Ah, shoot. I guess we gotta wait a minute, folks, for this to reconnect. Think my numbers are moving, so I must have froze on the other end. Well, while we're waiting for Detective, shoot. He fell off the grid. So as we're waiting for him to reconnect, I guess we're gonna like I say, I mean, this case has been haunting ever since, the day I picked it up, looking at the milk carton, and just staring at the kid's face to say to myself, wow, I've seen that kid down the street here, wherever it was, like a park or something. I mean, back in them days, man, us kids, Generation X used to roam the streets. Um, yeah, Detective Aubuchon must have had a yeah, shoot. Well, as I was saying, like we used to roam them streets, and I mean, I know Taj, and the story of this story is said to be that right, he would try and stay as much as he could away from Mr. Clarence Dean, the stepfather, and you know, really just try to keep it that way because this is a kid that was afraid of the dark. This is a kid that shoot. Let me see if I can send in my. Gotta go back into something. I had to send another invite back. We are back. Um, Hopefully this didn't start over. Shoot. But yeah, there's difficulties on the other end of this live, but he should be back. I just sent them another invite momentarily. But if this did start over, we're talking about the Taj Narbone case. Detective Aubuchon has been on the case for the past since 2011, from what I've seen, probably a little bit earlier in that time. But yeah, I just got some questions and to make note, of course, make sure, right? Yeah, ain't gonna get everything fully answered on these questions or anything else, but what he can answer without, right, disturbing the case. And, it's always like that in any kind of investigation. You can't give out a lot of information until it's fully, thoroughly checked. Even though this has been, 40 plus years in the making of finding Taj, there's still got to be a possibility of something that someone remembered if they haven't passed on, or, you know, taking a, taking on a different turn, or something. But, shoot. See what the hell. It ain't gonna work. Shoot. But just in the spite, you know, whatever we can get off of this case, I mean, if anybody could, think of something, or, like I said, if they haven't passed already, but, and I'm sure a lot of people in this case could have been, passed away, but there's always that hope, no Hope he's somewhere down the line. Genealogy could maybe possibly help a little on this case. But then again, there was a lot of evidence, I guess, discarded in the past that people didn't realize could have been crucial in the future. But waiting, I don't know how I'm gonna get back. This thing gonna keep create highlight. Oh, shoot. Mm. Bear with me, folks. Don't go away. Hopefully this don't start over again. Shoot. Let me see what I can do. Boy, don't this just stink? What the hell? I hope this didn't go into single mode. Damn, this stinks. Oh, god damn it. I guess it's still in the double live mode, but I'm still waiting. Oh, here we are. We will be back in commission. Sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go figure. Technical difficulties.
Sorry about that. Yeah, well, so
No problem.
I'm getting some. Hold on.
Yeah, the reception throughout these towns are just ridiculous lately.
I know.
I'll be driving around through town, right, and you know, if I'm door dashing or something, my stuff will just drop. It's like, come on. I mean, I don't know. I went back to send you the invite, and it looked like it started over again, but it didn't, type thing. But I don't know if we'll. Whoop. Back to Frozen. Do you want to build a snowman? Shoot. Frozen in time.
Okay. Are you getting any?
Well,
Are you getting any feedback from me?
yeah, I got a couple messages. One message is, yeah, you having a technical difficulties.
Well, are you? No. Can you hear? Are you getting any feedback on the live stream?
I mean, someone I got is watching, but yeah, it's all on and still going.
Okay.
Sometimes you're freezing up there. I was gonna say, do you want to build a snowman being frozen and just making light of it?
I know.
Yeah, that I was told by, mind you, what was it, Xfinity? Because I went and dumped them because they were getting too expensive. Of course, they have their promotions, and their promotions bring you to ends and it brings you to $250. And you're like, I didn't sign into this and we'll get another promotion. I'm like, no, how about I just drop you? And I was told by one of the workers they're trying to take over this town with their, all their Wi-Fi and towers and right. So everybody has to go to their system. It's like, okay.
Right. Hey, Lachi, so I am echoing to your audience. I'm going to try to rectify this real quick and I'll jump back on.
Yeah. What's going on, Tom? Trying to get an interview here. Just got some technical difficulties on the other end, but no big deal. Hopefully we'll get through this. But anybody that's joined, I want to go over that we are talking to Detective Aubuchon, retired Leominster police officer, and we are trying to get some questions that I feel is, in my eyes as a person that has came in contact with Taj at a young age due to the fact that my parents knew someone in Leominster and on Mechanic Street. But yep.
All right. How's that? We're
I
still
mean,
doing it. Yeah.
yeah, there was a guy I got saying that he was hearing echoes. He messaged me. Hey, Tom, do you hear echoes still? Just waiting. Actually, this Tom O'Reilly here, he's an ex-resident of Leominster. I met him through here.
Oh.
I even had the pleasure to meet him down in Florida where he lives when I went on vacation. Nice gentleman.
Okay,
Here he goes.
so I'm still getting the echoes.
All right. But he didn't mention nothing about echoes yet, but if you're hearing it, yeah.
Yeah, no, he says Tom mentions it up there,
Oh, yeah.
so we may have to reschedule this, Archie. I'm sorry.
No problem. I'll find. I mean, I'm flexible on time. I mean, whenever you're ready and whatever you can get a better position. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
make
let me.
accommodation.
Are you available tomorrow morning?
I think I should be. Let me make a. Oh, it's tomorrow. Yeah, I can do that. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Okay, let me. I'll send you a message when I'm heading out, and I'm not sure why this is doing this. It never has before. So.
Hmm. I mean, it could
Um,
be the area, in, but
no, the echo. I don't know what the echo is. So.
oh, maybe something on YouTube. Yeah, all right. I mean, if you can figure out the glitch, I'll be flexible tomorrow. There it goes again.
All
Yep.
right. All right. Thank you. We'll figure this out.
All right, man. Take
All
care.
right. Sorry. Bye.
No problem. Ain't that a pisser? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, Tom, I believe this guy said I think he started in the late 90s. He said he joined the police department. Um, yeah, I think it was after your time of being here. So, well, since I have everybody here, I'm just gonna go over the questions of what I wanted to ask. Um, when this live started, I started off with had the mother of Taj, if she's ever been back to retrace steps or see if she can, unblock some memory and have something else that maybe she missed, but the story, of course, is still the same. The second question I was going to ask, as Annette said, the night when she went back to bed, and told Clarence Dean, did anybody really press the issue of why she would send Clarence to check on Taj instead of herself? Because in reports she told investigators Taj was terrified of Clarence. I mean, I could probably answer in somewhat ways of what was said in the article, is because I think they were trying to mend the kid, Taj, with Clarence and stop this, terrifying, and trying to make amends and be a better stepson or a better stepfather, but it didn't turn out that way. And number three, I was going to ask, is it said Annette put out clothes for Taj the night before. How did she react to him not taking them or any other clothing? um, Wait a minute. So yeah, I mean, supposedly he left in pajamas with no shoes. I mean, how did she react to this? I mean, she put clothes out for the morning before, I guess one of the articles says. And that's the thing with articles. If you go back in the articles and you can read something and something is there and ain't there, um, yeah, things do end up missing or disappear like evidence and stuff like that. The note, what do you feel or how did it other investigators feel on how bland the note sounded? Did any family member say that is not like Taj to write something like that? Or do you or anyone else think that it's writing by someone else? That's that question. I was going to ask if Taj's father ever got involved. Guidance counselor for. And then I was going to ask of Taj seeing his used to see his guidance counselor for his problems at home. Did the school ever try to do something about the issue? Um, Actually, that clothes one I screwed up on. What I needed to say in this is that if Taj's mother, or did Taj ever wear a belt buckle? Because the simple fact is why I want to ask that question. Because I mean, back in the day, belt buckles, when you got it given to you as a kid, I know me, I took it, oh yeah, this is cool, and put it right on my belt, and I'll be wearing it and showing it off. And just to say, so if he did happen to maybe slip on some other clothes or not the ones that his mother gave him, did he wear a belt buckle? Because I was going to try and go out and do a live metal detecting session where I think Taj could be, due to the fact that the woods that he's in, which they claim he's on another side of, not too far from where I say, but they think he's another part, probably, I don't know, not even 2 minutes away from his house. And of course, it is said that there is an open window of clearance after the episode with Annette telling Clarence to go check on Taj when she went back to bed. It was like midnight, and by 2:30, so 1 hour and a half time frame where, of course, Clarence could have done something, or I believe, done something with the body, had that open time window to do something, let alone dig a, you know, uh, open grave in the woods, I believe, or maybe even the woods that they claim he is lost in. And that would be at the end of Christine Street in Leominster, Mass. So it is a insane story, let alone Clarence, after the simple fact of this story and the kid going missing. He goes off and kidnaps his own wife, takes the babies, his wife, on Route 2, heads up to Route 91 near Springfield, goes north up to Vermont, turns around. By the time he gets back into Massachusetts, he's stopped at a gas station. She had to use the bathroom. Annette did, and the kids were soiled in their diapers and clothes because they didn't, get the opportunity to go to the bathroom. And when the cops stopped them out there, they didn't think nothing of it. She was scared, petrified, as she said, and didn't say a word. And he ended up coming back down here to Leominster, and he got arrested for it, and blah da da da. And he got convicted. He was sent off to Bridgewater State mental institution where he should have stayed, but he literally is now out. And I did call back in the time when I started all this that I was going to call him and have an interview with him, not the press to say, stupid things like, where's Taj's body? Why'd you bury? Why'd you kill him? Just to ask him, little, say so, you know, psychology words and stuff like that in tricking ways to maybe, get him to say something, because I even told this to Detective Aubuchon that that I've grown up around people like Clarence. I know a lot about mental health because my father was in a mental institution. My mother's mother was in a mental institution. My mother's aunt was in a mental institution. And we're talking about legit mental institutions. Let alone my father and older brother used to bring home a lot of people with mental issues. Back in the day, as growing up as a kid and watching my older brother with his mental issues, that he inherited, and I have my own, but I'll tell you right now, it wouldn't be as beyond belligerent as to do something like Clarence or my brother or the history and past of other mental patients. I would consider myself a superhero mental patient that likes to go against all the wrong and do right, but in my own mental way. But and I would have talked to Clarence with that, street cred type of talk, let alone what I have gotten into his head. But he is still believed to be wandering the streets, so I thought I've seen a guy that looked just like him, but I don't want to be, walking up to someone and saying, "Hey, you Clarence Dean." But I would like to sit down in a room with that man, that's for sure. But anyways, as my live failed, but I'm sure something's just, I don't know, going on with the phone of Detective Aubuchon. We're going to get back to this and see if we can do this live tomorrow. As like I said, I still got questions that I want to ask, and like I say, don't expect that, everything to be answered, because, right, that could disturb the case like any other case that's in, full investigation. You can't give out full information, but I'm thinking these questions I have, you can give a little insight of why and what and how and why was this not, type thing. So with that being said, I'm going to shut down now and take my miserable ass to the other room and do something else because my shit failed. Ah! Damn it. But I'm gonna try and do some more stuff for this. Hell, I'm even gonna try and Henry Bedard in Swampscott. I don't know if the person I talked to a couple years back is still on the case, but I'm gonna call them and see what I can get. Maybe an interview. Round up some questions for that and see if they'll do it. But because these cases, right, and how I've always wanted to be in myself of a so-called, investigator myself, and I've had people tell me, and literally I have videos that can prove and back me up that when I do come out with my thoughts, theories, and ideas on my criminal investigations, let alone missing persons and them crazy, insane people are there but disappear next, day thing, and I think I've gotten actual people that, you know, either know something or did something in these cases and told me to stop doing what I'm doing, but I'm not. That's what I value most. I would love to see people get found or cases be solved because the more people don't, the more people do this and the justice system ain't throwing the hammer down hard enough on some criminals. You get the future criminals that think, oh, they got away with it, and I can get away with it too. So there's a lot of things that is broken, but there's also people like Detective Aubuchon, which I'm going to be putting up his links on my pages so people can find him and check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm going to try and get this video loaded up and then put him in the link. I got to write it down, though. He's got long titles in his YouTube channel name, but give him a shout out or give him a look. Because if you're into true crime, I mean, he's the man to really go to see. But until that next video, until that next live, hopefully tomorrow morning we get a better signal or whatever's going on the other end, and we're gonna get that interview done. Tom, thanks for joining, my brother. And the other person here, I don't know who that is. They didn't leave a comment. But as we can see, I still ain't got a lot of people here. God damn it. Until that next video, be safe, take care, and always beware, because still a lot of sick individuals out there, folks, that need to be taken care of. And until that day comes and they're allowed to wander amongst us, we got to keep our eyes wide open and our defense up. That's right. Eye for an eye. Don't let people intimidate you, that's for sure. Out.